Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once you understand how the world really works, you understand that everything is planned out. Now, guys, we're going to get into the stimulus first. We have Trump stating that he wanted a bigger package. He wanted a package bigger than the Democrats and the Republicans. So, guys, is this the October surprise? We have to wait and see. Now, what he also did was he sent out a tweet saying that he is 100% healthy, he's immune and cured. Now, of course, Twitter blocked it stating that, of course, it's against the C word. But he says he's cured. Now, we had Kudlow earlier today on CNN, of course, doing the Hegelian dialectic. Guys, we know the politicians are nothing but agents, actors, and actresses on the stage, and we are the audience. And if you can't clearly see that now, something is seriously wrong. But guys, we're going to get into stocks real quick, and then I'm going to let you listen to the Kudlow video, so therefore you can see it. Now, basically, we have JP Morgan, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley to actually do their earnings this week. So guys, we know earnings are very, very important. That's an easy way to get in and make you some money. So don't forget about that. Now, we also have Friday, and they're saving us for Friday, guys. Retail sales are released for September. We know they're going to be bad. We know this. We know that the stimulus has been cut. We already know brick and mortars are being hurt, so we know it's going to be bad. So, of course, if you're into retail, if you are investing in a few stocks, you know which way to go. Now, looking at the VIX dropped a few points, and I expect the VIX to go up, and I expect the stock market to start heading down. Of course, we had our moment last week. We're already over 28,000, guys. Anytime we get over 28,000, we get a correction every single time. The only thing that will stop that, guys, of course, is what? Of course, the stimulus. Now, we know the Fed is cutting a check every single Tuesday, $500 billion. So we know the liquidity is there. We know that they're printing all this money. We know this. But the fact is that basically they created these 11 repo operations to get control of the actual currency. Now, don't forget, guys, October 1st was the rule change date for the Volcker rule. October 1st. So we know what? The gambling casino is back open, so they now can what? Leverage the masses' money. Remember at first, hey, the Volcker rule stops the banks from gambling with the masses' money. Now that's up in October 1st, guys. Remember what I told you on my crypto channel. The Fed, they want it all. They want it all. Not only do they want the middle class to be poor, but they want it all. They're not going to stop until they get it all. And remember, you heard it from me first. They want the Social Security. They want your 401ks. If you're not smart, they want it all. Now, of course, what do you move over to when all this is happening? Now, we know the fourth industrial revolution is coming in. So we know AI, algorithms, robots, all that is coming in. So what do we need to do to get ourselves in position? Of course, investing, guys. So, of course, you have your chip stocks, your electric vehicles, the charging stations, the weed stocks, and, of course, the SPACs that I've been over. We know what runs this economy. Drugs, gambling. Guys, get yourself invested. So therefore, you're not hurt because, of course, they're moving this whole economy over to automation, smart cities, where the humanity is out the picture. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and spread this video everywhere. You have a wonderful day.
You agree that a stimulus package needs to pass. There needs to be one, right? And you're hoping to do it in the next 3 weeks.
I don't think, Jake, I mean, I don't want to parse, but I don't think the recovery is dependent on it. Look, we've had
That's not what the Fed chair says.
job increases. Well, Fed shares essentially, I think, saying the same thing. Targeted assistance would be a good idea. But look, we've seen numbers across the board just in the past week. Booming housing starts, supply managers for manufacturing and for services. We've seen automobiles surging. We've seen manufacturing. We think we created a new 700,000 jobs in manufacturing. These are really strong numbers. Inventories have to be rebuilt.
Mark Zandi of Moody's says that if a stimulus bill isn't passed soon, the the country is going to start shedding jobs again.
Well, Mark is a friend of mine, but he's always a naysayer when it comes to Republican policies. I will say this. The Atlanta Fed's GDP Now model is showing 35%. That's for the third quarter. That's a big number. A blue chip consensus, private blue chip forecasters, I think, moved up to 29%. We would be thrilled with plus 20% in the second half of the year. My point is this. We are in a strong rebound. Lower taxes and lower regulations going way back are still in place, and businesses are reopening. We are learning to deal with the virus in a targeted, safe, prevented way. So it's not dependent. All I'm saying is some targeted assistance would go a long way right now.
We're not learning to live with the virus, Larry. We just had 4 days in a row of more than 50,000 infections. The death rate is the highest in the world. But let's focus on the economic aspect, because that's your area of expertise. I guess I
just want to say, Jake, just 1 second. I want to clarify. Living with the virus. Look, 5,000 experts just signed a petition. Led by people from Harvard, Stanford, Oxford University. These are scientists, these are doctors, these are healthcare workers who say we can deal with this virus going on while we're getting new therapies, we're getting new vaccines are coming around. It's not just living with the virus. As long as we protect the most vulnerable, as long as we preserve the key guidelines, yes, we can get through this. We are not going to shut down the whole economy again. There is no reason for that. We will take care of the vulnerable. That's the key point.
Well, there's so much that you just said, but again, I had you on to talk about the economy, not healthcare matters. In terms of obeying by the key guidelines, I mean, you might want to tell the guy in the building behind you, but that's a separate issue. Let's talk about President Trump and the stimulus package, okay? Because President Trump, frankly, has been all over the map on his position. He halted talks completely, but then I want you to take a listen to what the president said on Friday about the size of this stimulus bill.
I would like to see a bigger stimulus package, frankly, than either the Democrats or the Republicans are offering.
So that's the president saying he wants a bigger package. Speaker Pelosi is currently offering a $2.2 trillion deal. The president wants a bigger package than that. So are you, Secretary Mnuchin, now going to try to offer a bigger deal than a $2.2 trillion proposal?
He may. Secretary Mnuchin is up to $1.8 trillion. So the bid and the offer is narrowing somewhat between the two sides. President Trump actually has always said, I mean, I've heard him say it in the Oval, as far as the key elements are concerned, the checks, the unemployment assistance, the small business assistance, we've got to help airlines out, he would go further. He's always said that. He knows that we need as much power for economic recovery as possible. It's not just recovery in 3 weeks, it's recovery to the end of the year and beyond in a possible second term. So I think Secretary Mnuchin, who's a very good negotiator, will be carrying the president's message.
So, but Larry, I mean, a consultant to an advisor to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told the Washington Post that he thinks any deal that's in the range of $2 trillion, Mnuchin's at $1.8 trillion, Pelosi's at $2.2 trillion, and you just said it's possible that Mnuchin and Trump will have a proposal of more than $2.2 trillion. But McConnell's aide says that they think there will only be 10 Republican votes in the Senate for anything in the neighborhood of $2 trillion. So how do you get it passed? That's the question. You've already lost most of the Republicans in the Senate.
Well, I don't know who we've lost. There are a lot of permutations and combinations. There's a lot of commentary. I get that, Jake. I'm not going to sit here and negotiate or say this is okay, that's not okay. That's Mr. Mnuchin's role, as well as Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who's also an excellent negotiator. I'm just saying we are putting our best foot forward on the table. We have been offering compromise after compromise. We've already passed a Republican bill in the Senate. Now we've raised the ante on some just key targeted points, not everything else. We're not talking about giveaways to state and locals, fixing pension funds, harvesting mail ballots, assistance to illegal immigrants that have nothing to do with COVID or the economy. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to negotiate today. Let's see what happens.